I don't know that I'm physically and mentally ready to do this video because 100 things is a lot of things to talk about. This may be broken up into chapters. There may be an intermission. Let's do this. Let me just address something right away before I start, because I know there are trolls with hot little fingers ready to leave comments. I know 100 things at Amazon is a lot of things, okay? Part of what I do is buy things and test them out and create videos about them. So I buy more on Amazon than the average bear does. And in turn, you can reap the benefits because I've tried a lot of stuff that really sucks and some stuff that's really, really great. And this is the 100 best. I'm organizing it into these categories. All right, we're diving right in with products that you use when you are going out and about. And the first one is these camp towels. These are basically like super tiny towels. They fold up into these tiny little carrying cases, and I think they are brilliant. You can get them in different sizes. They are super absorbent. They dry really, really fast. But unlike regular beach towels and bath towels, they take up like zero space. Next up is this keychain. This is basically a bracelet keychain. It's on this elastic little guy here, and then you've got a little clip, and you can clip whatever you need to it. Listen, I got a lot going on. I got 3 kids. We're getting in and out of the car. I'm holding their stuff. I have a lollipop. Somebody has a stuffed animal. We've got a diaper bag. Somebody dropped their shoes. Somebody's not wearing any shoes. Why aren't you wearing shoes? I don't know. If the keys are attached to me, it's just better. Next is Purell singles. These are Purell that come in these tiny little individual use containers. Basically fold them in half to release the Purell into your hand. I actually find there's enough Purell in these for like 2 people, so like, you know, share them with a friend. But I just love that these are small and portable. Next up are the Lotus trolley bags. I had them for a few years and they are awesome for grocery shopping. They basically are bags that will sit inside of your grocery cart. It makes it way easier to fill up your reusable bags. There's also like different ones in here. Some are like vegetable ones. There's an insulated one. And then they all just like Velcro close together. I hesitated buying them for a little while because I'm not gonna lie, they're like 40 bucks or something, which seems really silly when you can buy reusable bags at the grocery store for like, what, $1.99? But these are far superior to them. These ones are like literally the only reusable bags you will ever buy once you have them. Okay, next up are my water bottles. I don't know if this is really a like out and about product, but whatever. My 50-ounce reduced water bottle. This is one I use like around the house or I take to the office with me. I just love this thing. It keeps things cold. It's easy to fill. It's insane. I've had it for like 2 years now. I absolutely love it. It's not as expensive as some of those other water bottles. You know who you are. You know who you are. Let's move on to cleaning stuff. The Miss Mouth's Messy Eater Stain Remover, which is a mouthful on its own, is the best stain remover I've ever used. I've used it on everything from like strawberry juice to blood. Don't be freaked out. I have children. Blood happens. Just random dirt stains that you find and you don't know what they are. And of course the inevitable baby blowout all over his white onesie. 2 times actually, and both times the stain remover took it out. I keep one literally in my bag and then I keep one in the kitchen, so the minute there's a stain I can just do a quick spray. I throw it into the wash to get washed next time I run a cycle, and it's never not taken out a stain. Next up is the Whoosh Cleaner. This is a screen cleaner. I like using this to clean all of my screens, my computer screens, laptop screens, cell phone screens. Comes with a little microfiber cloth, and it's the best screen cleaner I've ever found. Next is my Roborock. Full disclosure, I worked with this brand, so the Roborock was originally gifted to me, but I absolutely fell in love with it. It's basically replaced having to have a broom, a vacuum, and a wet mop in my kitchen. It'll suck up dry messes, it will suck up wet messes, and it will mop your floors for you all at once. The end is self-washing, so when you stick it on, it runs a clean cycle for you to clean the rollers, then you just have to empty the dirty water, and I absolutely love this thing and think it is definitely worth the hype. Next is my over-the-door hamper. I feel like I've talked about this in like 45 different YouTube videos, but I just love it so much. It is such a brilliant solution for if you need a laundry hamper somewhere where you can't necessarily have one. I keep mine on the back of a door in my kitchen for dirty dish towels, for just like random clothes that my kids got dirty so I can throw it in there. It comes right off of the hook so you can carry it to your washing machine. There's a zipper on the bottom so you can literally just unzip it, drop it all in to the washing machine, zip it back up, and hang it back up. This thing is brilliant. While we're on the topic of laundry hampers, I have 2 other laundry hampers to tell you about. Who has that many laundry hampers they love? Me. I do. The next one is just like my everyday laundry hamper. This one is the best for multiple reasons. 1, it's really tall, so it holds a lot. 2, it's super, super lightweight, so it's not heavy to carry around. 3, it's collapsible on itself, so you're not really confined to the shape of it like you would be with a plastic one, which is really great if you're carrying it like upstairs, downstairs, or taking it to a laundromat. 3, it's got extra long handles. This is not something most people would think about, but if you got little short handles and you are trying to pick up your laundry basket with these little tiny short handles over your overflowing laundry because you maybe avoided doing it for the last 3 days, you got these little handles are not enough. They're not cutting it. You need the extra long ones. It's lined on the inside with some sort of like waterproof liner, so you can just like wipe it clean once in a while too. And it's insanely durable. I may be a little too passionate about laundry baskets, but I really, really love these ones, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. And on that subject, I also love this collapsible laundry basket. I keep this folded flat on top of my dryer, and it totally saves me when there's just that like random load in your dryer and you're putting in a load and you realize you don't have a basket to like throw your clean stuff into, because you can just pop it open, you throw your laundry in, and then you can carry it upstairs to like fold it or put it away or whatever, but then it just folds flat so it doesn't take up any valuable space in your laundry room. Next are these glass soap bottles. I have the dish soap one and I have the hand soap one. I keep these in my kitchen, and then you can refill them with your favorite dish soaps. What I love about this is, one, I feel like it gives me more options for using different kinds of soap, and two, they just look a lot prettier out on your counter. This is a little vain, but like a big old honking thing of Dawn dish soap with a cute little fuzzy duck on it just doesn't match my kitchen aesthetic. Next up is the Bissell little green machine, little green machine. I think that's what it's called. This is basically like a small upholstery and carpet cleaner. I have a carpet cleaner I love. We're gonna talk about it next, but it is big, right? These are huge, and I don't have like a closet area to keep something that large on my first floor. So I like the little green machine because I can keep it right in my sort of like kitchen area and pull it out for small little cleanup. It is super powerful and really great for just like cleaning up small messes like that. I use it on all of our upholstery as well. It's just effective and quick and small and easy, and I really like that about it. But if we're gonna talk about cleaning entire rugs, like you got area rugs, you need the Bissell Pro Heat carpet cleaner. Hands down the best carpet cleaner I've ever used. Back before we had kids, we had 2 dogs, we had a lot of rugs, and this thing worked on literally every kind of rug and would get up a disgusting amount of dirt every single time. And every person I have recommended it to and has since bought it tells me that they absolutely loved it as well. I get my favorite dish scrubbers on Amazon. They're just these little like bamboo handle things. I still keep sponges around, but I just feel like they don't get gross like sponges. They clean better than sponges. They don't get like stinky and gross like sponges, and I like them way better. Next is my over the sink drying rack. I absolutely love this thing because you can just fold it out if you're gonna wash some things, and then you can dry them without taking up valuable space on your counter. Fold it in half and just like dry a few things, or roll it all the way up so it's barely taking up any space. Or if you don't need it all, put it under the sink to store it. In my opinion, the best drying rack. We're moving on to organization, and I have bought a couple of drawer dividers on Amazon. I have these plastic ones that I use in my dresser drawers because they're a little bit taller, and then I have these bamboo ones that I use in my kitchen because they're a little bit shorter, so they're better for kitchen drawers. But when you take a drawer and you divide it and you sort of I can't say this word. You know when a word comes up that you know you can say, but you're just like, today it's not coming. Compartmentalize. Compartmentalize. Really? I'm saying it right? When you can compartmentalize areas inside of drawers, it makes organization inside of those drawers so much more effective. I use it for when I'm file folding clothes. I can create dividers for canned goods, or I can separate baking stuff from dinner stuff, which doesn't seem that different, but when you are in the rush of like trying to make dinner really quick or whatever, it helps to have different sectioned areas. Next up is my spice jars. I've talked about these a lot, but they are essentially just like little tiny jars. They come with little labels, they come with little funnels, so you can take all of your spices out. Whenever I share these, people are like, this is extra, you don't need to do this. No, you don't need to do this, but I will say that I find it is way easier to store your spices when they are all exactly the same size and shape. What do I do with excess? I always keep an overstock spice bin above my spices, so if all of it doesn't happen to fit into one of the glass jars, they can go into the overstock. This system works really well for me, and it gives me a tiny little bit of joy to open up my spice drawer and see them all matchy. It's the little things in life. Speaking of, I love this adjustable spice rack. It's like little steps, and it's adjustable so you can make the most use of whichever cabinet you are putting it in. I also get a lot of hate about these jars, I just realized, because also whenever I share my spice jar thing, people are like, the steps are stupid because you can't reach the ones that are behind it. But I just always make sure that there's like a little window. I can always like slide one to the side and see the one behind it, and slide it and see the one behind it, like sliding glass doors. I don't know, it's never been a problem for me. I really like it. Okay, next up is this top holder for my slow cooker. This is one of those products that you didn't know you needed until you had it. It basically clips onto your slow cooker, and then you have a place to put your lid when you're like stirring or like serving from your slow cooker. Before I did this, what do? You take the lid and you put it onto the table, and then all the steam and wetness from the lid gets on your counter, you know? It's sort of annoying. Slow cookers should come with these built in, and maybe they do now. This thing is great because it just clips onto any of them. Next up are these organizing, what's the word, Callie? It'll come to you. Baskets. Nope. Bins. Bags. They're storage bags. They have like big zippers on them. You get them in multiple sizes, and I use them for my comforters, my blankets, my overstock sheets. And basically you can just put them all inside of these bags and then zipper them closed. They have little windows on the front so you can see if you're rotating out like winter comforters and spring sheets and whatever. Next up, Amazon has a great selection of different like wooden hooks, which is kind of random, but I have found my my favorite ones that I really like. I have quite a few places that I have hooks for like hanging different things, but they're also just like out on walls where you would see them. And so it's kind of nice to have like wooden hooks that are kind of pretty to look at even if something's not hanging on them. And I just find that Amazon has a really great selection of random wooden hooks that you might need for hanging things. Speaking of hooks, you can also get the Extend-A-Hook on Amazon, and I love this thing. It essentially, when it's upright, is just a little hook. You can hang some stuff on it, but then you can pull it up and it will like fold out flat, essentially. So now you have a longer hook to hang stuff on, and then you can pull it all the way out. You create this sort of like long bar that then you can hang stuff on as well. Next up are these document cases. They are the exact size of like normal paper. So I like this for organizing a lot of my kids' stuff. So like sticker books and construction paper. You can use it for like white paper. I will even put like some paper and some random crayons in here and then put it in the car so my kids have a place to color and draw. Little handles so you can move them around. They're easy to stack and store, and I love these things. I love these zipper pouches. I use them mostly for board games and puzzles. I love to decant board games and puzzles because I find like the boxes they come in are usually a pain in the butt. They don't stack well, they don't store well, the corners always just fall apart, right? And then the boxes are like tumbling all over the place. I take all the pieces out, I take the instructions out, and I put them into these zipper pouches. And then you can kind of like file store them inside of a utility tote. And I just find this a way better way to store that kind of stuff. I also love these cord bundlers for my chargers. I have one that works for my iPhone charger as well as one that works on my laptop charger. The laptop charger one just like sticks onto my laptop battery, and then you can sort of pull it out, wrap your cord around it when you're not using it, and then when you are using it, you can sort of push it down flat. I just love this because the cord bundler is now just like built into your charger. They also have ones for cell phones. Whatever cell phones you have, you can find one that fits. All right, chugging right along, we're gonna talk about these toy blockers. They're specifically designed to go underneath appliances and or furniture to keep toys from rolling underneath it. They are designed more for hardwood floors. I have tried them on carpet without a lot of success, but it's basically just this like clear divider, and it's going to prevent things from rolling underneath different pieces of furniture or appliances where you have hardwood floors or tile floors or whatever. Next up is the key finder, a little remote, and it has 6 little fobs that come with it. You can attach the fobs to things that you are always losing, whether it's your keys, your wallet, your child's favorite toy, and then there is a single pad to then search for that item. This has saved us multiple times. Museum gel, I've talked about this stuff so many times, but it's essentially this like clear gel, and you can affix it to something and it will keep it from moving around. I like to use it like on bins or baskets that I'm putting inside of drawers to keep them from shifting around when the drawer opens and closes. I've also used it on picture frames, but a little museum gel on the corners will keep it affixed so that picture frame isn't constantly getting tilted. We have this wooden charging dock that we keep in our bedroom, and it's just a great place to keep everything stored and everything charging all at once. The Chris Loves Julia rugs. I actually have 2 of these. I have one in my office that I use, and we just recently bought one for the dining room makeover that we are doing. These are just really nice, not overpriced rugs. They come in very sort of like versatile, somewhat trendy, but more like versatile patterns. They're very low pile, so really easy to keep clean, really easy to clean, and really easy to vacuum. These tissue box covers, this seems like such a silly thing, but I love them. Tissue boxes, you need them around, right? But no matter how much they try to make the actual boxes like cute, it always clashes with your aesthetic. So you can buy these like leather, these like faux leather covers that just go over any tissue box cover. All of a sudden, instead of this like bright, colorful, screaming box that's like, hey, blow your nose here, it just becomes muted and sort of blends in with your decor a little bit more. Our acrylic wall calendar that we have in our kitchen, love this. I always get compliments on it. I like it because we need a calendar in our kitchen. We like live and die by this thing. They can be kind of like bulky and ugly, and what I love about this is I feel like it's not like screaming at you in the kitchen like, hey, here's a big ugly dry erase calendar. It just, because it's clear, it doesn't feel like as like loud and obnoxious. Okay, as anticipated, this video is taking me way longer than I thought that it would to film, so we are taking a short intermission, and I'm gonna have to finish filming this probably tomorrow. So see you in a few hours. Oh hey, we're back. Listen, I got tired. I had to take a break. We're gonna keep going. Okay, next up is the umbrella that we bought for our back porch. This is what's considered a cantilever umbrella. Essentially, it can rotate all the way around 360, and you can adjust it like up and down. So I just feel like you get the best coverage from the sun. Our back deck, the sun like literally goes across it during the day. So this allows us to sort of shade one side of it in the morning and then shade the other seated area in the afternoon. Like I was like, I need to buy a $500 umbrella if it's really gonna work. So kind of bought this on a whim just to try it, and we have now gone through, I think, 2 full summers with it. The thing looks just as good as new. We literally just leave it out in the sun, in the rain, in the whatever. and we have been so happy and so pleased with it. Next are Yeti products in general. I feel like a lot of people are just like certain kinds of families, right? You're either like a Stanley family or a Yeti family, you're a Hydro Flask family. We just happen to be Yeti people. I don't know why, we've just always loved their product. My husband and I love all of their drinkware. I literally use my Yeti mug every single morning, so does my husband. I use my tumbler every single day when I'm coming into the studio. And then I only have 2 water bottles that I use for my children because I have tried a lot and most of them suck. The Yeti Junior Rambler is one of those 2. The only thing I'll mention about them is they are stainless steel, so they are kind of heavy. So like ideal once you're like at 2.5 years and up. My son has gone through like 6 other kinds of water bottles that have like broken or leaked, gotten messed up or whatever in the time that he's had the same red Yeti Junior Rambler. Next up are these modern chairs. I got these for a dining room makeover that I am working on right now. It's actually going to be part of a video that I'm filming here that I'm really excited about. I bought these ones totally on a whim because there were absolutely 0 reviews for this product when I bought it. I think I've since left a review because I was so pleased. Anyways, these chairs are beautiful, insanely comfortable. They look so cool, like such a good statement chair. And best of all, they come fully put together. You don't have to get out a screw, a hex key, nothing. Pull them out of the box and you're good to go. These are one of my favorite home decor furniture pieces that I found on Amazon. Last year I got an electric lighter for the first time and I have not looked back. I gifted them to like basically everybody last year because I just think they're such a smart product. You just plug them in, charge them USB, and then it is this like little spark that you can use to light all sorts of stuff. There's something oddly satisfying about lighting things on fire with electricity. I don't know what it is. I just think it's a superior lighter. Next up is my money tree. I've been talking about this for like 3 years now because I bought it like 3 Christmases ago to share on a gift guide. I loved it then, but have been in awe at how well this thing has kept up. Love a money tree because it makes a great gift. It symbolizes like wealth and prosperity and what have you. But also this plant comes beautifully potted with like a little bit of pebbles on top. Next up, I love these flexible power strips. I, for the longest time, used to complain to my husband about power strips because how many things do you plug in to outlets that have like little boxes attached to them, right? So then you very often cannot plug in 2 or 3 of them next to each other because one of them will cover up the other one next to it. And then I discovered this flexible power strip and I bought it and like immediately showed it to my husband. And even he is not like easily impressed when he first sees products. Like he has to try it out and he was like, wow. He's like, I wish I had thought of that. And I was like, I know. And while we're on the subject of outlets, I also love these thin outlet covers. So these basically plug into any outlet, but they're a super flat panel. And then there is like a small power strip attached to that. So this works really great in a couple of scenarios. One, if you have a piece of furniture or an appliance that you want to push up directly to the wall, but there's an outlet there, usually if you have something plugged in, now you can't like push that piece of furniture all the way up to the wall. Another way to use it that's really helpful is this, you just have an outlet that's sort of out in a prominent area and you can plug this into the wall and then sort of string the outlet down like under a piece of furniture or behind some decor, and it just looks a lot nicer. And when we're talking about cords, I love keeping cords covered. I have a huge pet peeve about having cords everywhere. Actually, I have an entire video with my favorite cord management tips and I will link that down below, but one of my favorite products is just this cord. They're called like cord cover raceways, and I like these because they're so versatile. You could buy these and pretty much use them for all sorts of different cord management and hiding of different cords, whether you're doing it on a countertop, you're doing it against a wall. Like I always keep a set of these around because they're just great, easy, and versatile. One final cord product that I'll tell you about that's my favorite is this cord bundler. Now I have tried a lot of different cord bundlers. There are a lot of really good ones. Lots of times it's just sort of dependent on like what you're bundling, but I would say that this is my favorite, just like versatile, universal one. I feel like it's not too big, it's not too small. The sticky stays really, really well. I've had other cord bundlers where the sticky bit like falls off my appliances after a while. I find this one works really, really great. If you're looking for just like a good middle of the road, I'd say this is my favorite cord bundler that I have used. Next up is the Retrospect yoga mat. I started doing yoga last year and I am certainly not like hashtag fitness inspo by any means, but I do some stretches for my back because I'm not 19 anymore. And on that topic, my knees didn't like regular yoga mats because I'm putting it down on a hardwood floor because that's what we have in our house, and it wasn't enough cushion for my knees when I was doing my yoga. And so I got this Retrospect. It's like an extra thick yoga mat and I love it. It's like the perfect amount of cushion for doing any floor work. I do a lot of Pilates. And finally in the home department is these privacy screens. We have trash bins that we keep on the side of our garage, which unfortunately you can see from our back door. So we got these privacy screens and they were so easy to install. You can buy multiple of them if you need to create like a larger area, and they're just great if you have garbage cans to hide, or you have like your AC unit to hide, or water tank heater, or people keep those outside. I don't really know. If you have something that you need to hide and you want just like a nice, sleek, modern look that is super easy to install, I highly suggest these. Moving along to the kitchen department, I will try to go through these kind of quick. We have salad scissors. They're essentially scissors and a cutting board. If they got married together, you can use them to cut herbs, use them to cut vegetables. I use them for my kids literally every single day to like cut their toast into strips, to cut the crust off their toast, to cut their pizza into pieces, to cut up vegetables and fruit. Literally one of my most used Amazon kitchen gadgets. Next is the meat masher, which why meat masher? What a horrible name, but there's not really any better name to call this. This is for ground meat, ground chicken, ground turkey, ground pork. If you try to break this up with a spatula, usually you end up with clumps. This meat masher just helps you to break up your ground meat into all the little broken up pieces that it's supposed to be. Next up is my favorite can opener, literally ever. I've been talking about this thing for like 5 years, 10 years maybe. Listen, I had just been jaded by a lot of can openers in the past, and this one has not. I've had it for years and years. It works so well. It never breaks. It's really easy to use, and I love it. Next up is our toaster oven. I don't know if I'm gonna say this name right. Bermuda is what I'm going to call it. When we renovated our kitchen, I went through actually 2 different toaster oven options because I was trying to find something that was like a good, reasonable, in between price that wouldn't look bad sitting out on our countertop. I was just sorely disappointed by both, and so I finally made this one. It has the option to add a little bit of water when you are doing toast, which sort of like adds the steam to it so it doesn't get like over dried out when you're toasting it. Favorite setting, it's got a pastry setting. This will actually like warm something without toasting it. So if you're warming up like croissants or whatever, and then it obviously has the regular toaster oven, like just like degrees settings as well. A little bit of a splurge for a toaster oven, but I highly recommend this thing. I got my kitchen scale from Amazon and I use this thing all the time for all of my baking when I want a more specific measurement. This little scale has been such a workhorse in our kitchen for all sorts of our baking and measuring needs. My oil sprayer, I have talked about this thing so many times, about this originally when we bought our first air fryer. So if you're an air fryer user, you know that lots of times you need just the tiniest bit of oil on your product to go into the air fryer. And it's hard to get just like a little bit of olive oil on something. You're kind of like pouring it on and trying to like mix it in with your hands or whatever. This just allows you to take your favorite oil and spritz it all over whatever you want. And I especially love this because a lot of spray oils that you buy in the grocery store are not necessarily the oils that you like to use. Like I have a specific olive oil brand I like to use, and I like to use avocado oil. And lots of those don't come in the sprays, or if they do, they're mixed with other stuff that you don't want. So I love this because you can take your favorite oil and make it in spray form. I tragically dropped mine a couple months ago and it shattered all over the floor, and I am not lying, in the same moment I cleaned it up, I ordered another one because I was like, I cannot live without this product. This teaspoon measuring set, I just love this. I bought this, I'm not gonna lie, because I thought it was kind of cute, but I've fallen in love with it. It is so smart for so many reasons. One, the little centerpieces are magnetic, so they nest but then stick together, so you're not like losing pieces. And then you have a circle side and a oval side, because everybody knows that sometimes the circle side, especially when you get to the larger things like tablespoons, do not fit inside of certain like spice jars and what have you. So then you have the oval side, which is skinnier, so you can get inside the spice jars. I just think this is a brilliant little set, and it's pretty adorable. I bought this set of these like can-shaped glasses. I just thought they were cute, but I started using them for like all of my iced coffee, and whenever I share iced coffee recipes, I always get questions asking about these, and I do really like them. They were super affordable, and I just think they're just like really nice, sort of cute, basic glass shape. And let's not lie that sometimes the glass that you are drinking your drink out of makes all the difference. It can make the drink taste better or worse. It just can. It's science. Okay, next up is the Catchy. I have a personal vendetta with fruit flies. I hate fruit flies with a passion. I could probably write a book about how much I dislike fruit flies, and I have tried all of them, all of the ways, every which way that there is to kill fruit flies. If there was a way, I tried it. And I found that I like the Catchy the most. You want to run this ideally overnight. I find that this is when it works the best. So all the lights are off in your house, just the little blue light is going to shine. It attracts the fruit flies and like all sorts of other flies. You get like random bugs in this thing. And then there's like a little sticky piece on the inside and it sticks to that. And then all your bugs are stuck to that. You just throw that piece out and you get a new one. Whenever I notice that there's a fruit fly or two in my kitchen, I pull this out for a couple of nights and it gets rid of them. These gold flower spoons were an absolute impulse purchase. I just saw them. I was like, why do I need little tiny gold flower spoons? I don't, but I bought them because they were cute. I use them all the time. I use them for my kids when they're helping me like measure, or they're like sprinkling chia seeds on their cottage cheese or whatever. And I also love using them when I'm serving. So if I'm doing like a little charcuterie board, I will put them out. Or if you made somebody an espresso or a tea, it's just this like little thing that makes whatever you're serving feel a tiny bit more special. And I love that. Okay, this next product is the Meter, which is a meat thermometer. You get it? Meter. like a meat thermometer. It's smart. It's like a pun. It's not a pun. It's just a play on words, I think. Anyways, I bought this because I wanted to test it out to try on a gift guide, and I have fallen in love with this meter. Every time I have somebody to my house and we are serving any kind of meat, I'm telling them all about my meat thermometer because I think it is the best thing ever. This is a smart meat thermometer, so it connects to an app on your phone, and when you're ready to cook, you just tell it what you're cooking. You're like, I got a chicken, it's a whole chicken. It'll tell you, it'll be like, well, it's a whole chicken, you need to cook it to 165. You're like, all right. It tells you exactly how to insert the meter into the meat, and then it starts cooking, and when it does, the app will start analyzing the internal temperature of where your meat currently is, the internal temperature of your oven, and then it will give you an estimated time that your meat will be done, which really helps a lot when you're cooking like a big meal. I host Thanksgiving dinner at my house, I host Christmas dinner at my house, and so this has been such a lifesaver, and it connects right to your phone, so you don't need to be like married to the kitchen. It'll send you a little notification when you're getting close. It comes in this like beautiful little wooden case that also charges it, so it makes a awesome gift as well. You can get my Dutch oven on Amazon. This was gifted to me actually as a Christmas present. I literally use this thing like pretty much every single day. It literally lives out on my stovetop. That's how often I use this. I use it to cook soups, to cook meats, to boil. I'll just boil up water and like make some macaroni and cheese for my kids in there. It is literally my most versatile pot, and I use it for everything. Finally, your condiment cups. These are kind of random, but I have a husband that like loves condiments, so I kind of bought him these condiment cups as a joke one year in his stocking, and he uses them basically every day. He puts condiments in there, but we will also like fill it with like different fruits or little sides. I don't know, they've just become a very well-used product in our house. Condiment cups, not something you necessarily thought you needed, but maybe you do. Okay, next up is mom stuff. I have two things to say about mom stuff before we jump into it. One, there are some timestamps down below if you're not a parent and you don't care about mom stuff. Two, I tried to include mom stuff that's more specific to Amazon, because I could list 100 products just in the mom department that I buy on Amazon, but I tried to think of things that are kind of more specific just to Amazon, whether you can only get them on Amazon or like, you know, they're just not like things that you would just buy at Target. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so first up is the stroller cup. This is a universal cup that will clip onto any stroller or kids wagon or whatever to hold your cup as well as hold your cell phone. I've tried quite a handful of different universal cup holders. This is absolutely the best one. Number two is Solar Buddies. This allows you to put your favorite sunscreen into this little receptacle, and then there's a little ball as well as a sponge at one end, and so the sunscreen sort of comes out through the little roller ball, and then the sponge helps to rub it into your kid as you go. It is the easiest way to apply sunscreen to your kids if you're trying to like use less aerosol or you don't like the stick ones because they're just sort of messy and they melt. Next up is this collapsible cup. I keep these in my diaper bags at all times because every parent knows being like out at a restaurant or you're out somewhere and your kid needs a drink, or they get a drink and it's not in a kid-friendly cup, or you forgot to bring water or whatever. These don't take up any space, but when you're ready you can pop them open, fill them up. They even come with a straw, and then pop them back down. My stroller carabiner clip. This is just a big huge clip that I keep clipped to my stroller at all times. Whether I'm going to clip a diaper bag onto it, I'm going to clip some shopping bags onto it. My kid decided that they had to bring their toy truck and then now they don't want to carry their toy truck. I want to clip their water bottles, like whatever. It's just something I keep on the stroller for all times to give me an extra pair of hands. Also, my middle child is like 2.5 right now, so she's at the age where she wants to walk on her own, but I don't necessarily always trust her, especially in high traffic areas. So I allow her to walk next to the stroller and hold on to the carabiner clip. It gives her that feeling of independence that she wants, but I still know she's sort of like connected to us. Disposable placemats are a lifesaver anytime you're eating out with children, because one, it protects your kids from the surface underneath if you don't really know like how clean that table is, you know what I'm saying? And two, it protects the surface from your children, especially if children that aren't really like at the sit down with plates and utensils age just yet, and you want to just like cut up some pieces for them and throw them out on the table. You can throw it out in one of these placemats, let them eat. It's got like sticky back to it, so it sticks down to the table, and you just pull it up and throw it away when you're done. You don't have to worry about your child making an entire mess all over the restaurant table. Next up are label packs. I buy name labels for my kids a couple times a year, and I just stick them on all of the things. It makes it so much easier for sending your kids to summer camp, to school, to daycare, whatever. I buy this pack that are stickers that are both dishwasher and washing machine friendly, so I can stick it onto their water bottle or I can stick it onto their jacket, and I know it's going to stay. These stay put no matter what. These are total time and lifesavers. Next up are stroller mittens. If you live in a cold area, these mittens basically clip on to the stroller and allow you to like put your hands in and keep your hands warm while you're pushing the stroller, but then the minute you need access to your hands, you can just pull them out. Every mom knows that when you're out for a walk, you're gonna need access to your hands, okay? You're gonna need to like open a pouch or like help your kid wipe their nose or whatever, and that's really hard when you're wearing gloves, but you want gloves because it's cold out. So these stroller gloves are such lifesavers because your hands are warm while you're pushing the stroller, but the minute you need access to your hands, you have them. Shumi tops, these are universal tops that clip onto any pouch, and essentially your child has to bite down on it a little bit to get the pouch liquid to come out. So no more of your child taking the pouch and then just squeezing it, and then the pouch contents goes everywhere. It's on their clothes, it's on your clothes, it's on the floor, you're picking it up and you just wasted the pouch. No more. No more. Shumi tops solve that problem 150%. They also have their own refillable pouches, which I really like. I make my own yogurt pouches because yogurt pouches are so expensive. So crazy expensive. You just fill them from the bottom and then you seal them closed. I've never once had the seal open on me or my child, so they're very, very strong, and then you just rinse them out when you're done and you can refill them again. Next up is the Slumber Pod. This is not an Amazon exclusive product, but it is so good. Essentially a blackout tent that goes over the top of a pack and play, so when you're traveling with your child, you are room sharing with your child, it creates a blackout tent around your child's sleeping situation. This is a lifesaver when I am traveling if you have to room share with your children, because now your child can stay in a nice dark area, but you can still like turn on the lights and get ready for bed while they're in there sleeping. Basically, if you have to room share with your child, it is a lifesaver. And it also fits over the top of the inflatable toddler bed that we use for travel, which is my next product on this list. This is like kind of blows up and looks like a tiny little pool, and then there's like a blow up mattress that sits inside of it. So if you have a child that's too big for a pack and play, but you're not necessarily ready to put them in a bed, I love this because it's right on the floor, but it has these sort of like tiny sidewalls so the child's not just gonna roll off of it like a regular air mattress. And like I said, the Slumber Pod fits over the top of it so that you can keep them blacked out in there as well. Create a nice little cozy sleeping situation for them. This hair accessory bag has saved me as a girl mom. I use it to organize all of my daughter's like hair stuff. We got her hair ties, her little bows, all of her hair products right in there. Every morning I just pull it out, I can quickly do her hair, and then I put it back away. This Omni lunchbox has become my favorite sort of like bento style lunchbox for my kids because it's got different dividers. You can buy the little divider piece to like divide different foods inside of the compartments. You can also buy these sauce cups which have tops that go on the top, and then the largest compartment can either just be large and open so you can put like sandwiches in there, but also comes with a thermos insert. So I love this because my oldest likes hot lunches. He likes soups and pastas and stuff. So this allows me to send him that warmer stuff if I want to. Reusable water balloons, I bought these this summer to sort of try out because everyone was talking about them, and they're 150% worth the hype. My kids absolutely love these. They're one, way easier to fill up than real water balloons, and two, I love that they're reusable, right? So now you don't end up with little pieces of balloons all over your backyard. Some of my favorite toddler pajamas are available on Amazon. I'm gonna link a handful of them, especially like from 0 to 24 months, like the zippy footy pajamas. I have a couple brands I love that you can get exclusively on Amazon. But my favorite toddler pajamas that come in the 2 set are, I think it's pronounced Vaynate Baby. I've never like had to say this name out loud, but they're like the really nice, super stretchy, like bamboo cotton type of material, so you usually get way more wear out of them because they sort of stretch with your kids. They come in just like nice basic solid colors, so you don't have like characters and pictures all over them, and you can get them in short sleeves and long sleeves. Lots of times when I buy them for my kids, I'll buy like a couple sets in the long sleeve and then the same color in the short sleeve, so I can sort of mix and match depending on the seasons we're in, and they just like wash really well, they wear really well. The Amazon Essentials fleece zip ups. Amazon Essential makes some of my favorite just like toddler clothes in general. They also have recently come out with the Amazon Aware brand, which makes awesome t-shirts and long sleeves for kids. Really nice quality. A couple of my favorite like baby clothing products from that brand as well. But one of my standouts from the Amazon Essential brand is their toddler fleece like zip ups. I bought these for my kids just 2 years ago, and I bought them the next size up the year after. And I like these better than Patagonia and North Face ones that I bought for my kids in the past, and they're a fraction of the price. Whenever my kids wear them, we get compliments. People are like, where did you get those? And I'm like, they're Amazon Essential, and they're literally always on sale. I love these art frames. I use them in my kids' playroom. They're essentially like a frame that has a door that you can open it, so you can store extra pieces of your kids' artwork in the back and then choose just one to display in the front. This is great if you have a kid that creates tons and tons and tons of art, because you can sort of switch them out as you want, but you can also store extra art in the back too. Portable sound machine. I own like 3 of this portable sound machine. I've used it for every single one of my babies, and I've also used it in a pinch for my older children when we're traveling and I need a sound machine. I've actually tried a few different ones, and this is just my favorite one. It's only like 25 bucks or something. It's kind of just like the go of portable sound machines. Okay, beauty products. I'm just gonna go through a couple. Obviously, there are so many beauty products that I buy on Amazon that I really love. First up is Dime patches. I've tried a few of these blend blemish patches, and I think that dye makes hands down the best one. You apply this onto a blemish, then you sleep in it and you take it off. It will cut that blemish time literally in half, if not make it go away even faster. I love the Ela brand. I'm sure you can buy Ela not on Amazon, but that's sort of where I discovered it. The Ela skin tint is my absolute favorite product to use on my skin. It is a tinted moisturizer, a foundation, and an SPF all in one. You can literally apply it with your fingers. It is so easy. I lots of times will only wear this on my skin. It just adds like the tiniest bit of coverage to your skin, but not a lot, but it's like enough that you feel like you have some, as well as the SPF. You don't even have to wear any product underneath of it because it has a built-in serum. I also love their finishing powder. It's probably my favorite translucent finishing powder I've ever used. Next up is this makeup brush cleaner. This product like blows my mind every single time I use it, and I've used it a lot of times, but I just don't understand like the voodoo science behind this thing. You put like the tiny spit into a cup, you swirl your brush around, and literally all the makeup just melts off, and then you don't even have to rinse it. You could just dry it off and your brush is completely clean. And yes, it works on beauty blenders too. And Microderma Mitt, I've talked about this product so much. It is probably one of my #1 top selling products that every single month on Amazon. That's how much I talk about it and how much I absolutely love it. This is an exfoliating mitt. So you put it on your hand when you're in the shower, you step out of the stream of water, you buff your skin. You'll be disgusted, but it's slightly satisfying to see all of the dead skin just like buff off of you. And then you just step back into the water and rinse it away. It is the easiest exfoliant, because let's talk about like other exfoliants. You gotta like rub them in and it's like dripping down your leg and whatever. When it's been like a week and I haven't used it, I can literally feel it on my skin. It makes my skin feel so much softer and so much better. I just don't have enough nice things to say about the Microderma Mitt. It's something that I think like every woman needs. And don't think I haven't tried dupes, because I have tried to find dupes. I've tried to find cheaper exfoliating mitts or other ones, and they just don't exist. This is the best one. Okay, we're getting towards the very end. I have some things in the to-wear department. So first up are my Kizik's. I think it's pronounced Kizik's. These are slip-on tennis shoes. Basically, you can step into them, which I love because it's hands-free, especially as a mom. I very often do not have a free hand when I'm on my way out the door. I also find them insanely comfortable, and I also think they're quite stylish. They come in actually like tons and tons of varieties. I feel like I can wear these with so many things. I don't know, I just love these shoes so much. Next up are the Sojo sunglasses. I love these because one, I just feel like this specific sunglass looks good on so many different faces. And two, they're super affordable. So I call them like my mom sunglasses, because I don't like to wear my nice sunglasses when I'm out and about with my children. I'm like running around because I don't want to worry about them getting scratched and getting broken, and like if I have to throw them in the diaper bag or whatever. They're basically just a super versatile, really affordable sunglass that looks good on basically everyone. Next up are these ankle booties. When we're talking about versatile pieces, this is like one of the only shoes that I often will wear in the fall and winter. Here's something you need to know about me. I don't like to own a lot of shoes. That's very like unwomanly of me. Like I don't want to open a closet with a ton of shoes. I'm just not interested. I literally have like 2 or 3 shoes that I wear for each season. I have like a sandal, a tennis shoe, you know what I mean? And I love these black ankle Chelsea booties because you can just wear them with like so many things. They're like one of the 2 shoes I always have by the back door in the winter because I can easily slide them on. They're super, super comfortable. I wear them like days and days and days and days in a row, and I've had them for 2 years. The Amazon Essential Takes, I'm actually wearing one right now, which I didn't plan to do this. This was not planned. These are like my favorite just everyday tanks. They come usually in 2 packs, so you can get a couple colors. I own a handful of these. I love them because they're not too heavy, but they're not so thin that they are see-through. And I just find that like the fit and the wear and the durability of them are really great if you just need a nice, good, basic tank top. I would say they are true to size, which on that topic, my favorite just basic t-shirt is the Amazon Essentials t-shirts. These come in V-neck or crew neck. I like the V-neck ones best. I do always size up one in the t-shirts because I like my t-shirts to be just a tiny bit more loose, but they are essentially true to size. So if you prefer them to be more fitted, you would buy your basic size. Next up is the Gym People long line bra. This is like a bra with like built-in padding, which is really nice, but these are a little bit longer, so you can kind of wear them more as like a cropped tank. So I love them underneath shirts or rompers that have like a little bit longer of like an opening for the arm because it gives you a little coverage. You can wear them under overalls. You can wear them with like something high-waisted. I just find them like a super versatile piece. I love the built-in padding. I think they're super comfortable. Just like a great versatile piece to have in your closet. Next up are these cozy yoga joggers. I talked about these so much when I was pregnant, like ad nauseum. Like every week I was telling you guys how much I love these. So I bought them in a couple colors when I was pregnant, and they were like the perfect pregnancy pant, but they're not a pregnancy pant because they're just so loose and so comfortable. They have this like really nice, comfy, stretchy band that was comfortable on my belly, but I loved them because now I can continue to wear them postpartum, because as somebody who's been pregnant 3 times, like I got really frustrated having to buy like an entire maternity wardrobe and then have all the stuff I couldn't wear when I was postpartum. So I love this because it's literally a pant that you can wear pregnant and then you can wear postpartum, but you can also just buy these, right? You don't need to be pregnant or postpartum at all. They're just like a really nice sort of loose yoga type jogger, but you can like totally dress these pants up as well. And the millions of times I've shared them with you guys, I have people who are like, listen, I dress these up and wear them to work, and you totally can. Next up is this tennis dress. I've not been wearing this dress this year just because postpartum nursing summer didn't really make sense for me, but I bought these for the first time last summer and I wore like one at least every single week. They are just so easy. They're so comfortable. I found them very flattering. They have the built-in shorts with a little pocket. I just love these and just think they're such a comfy, cozy summer outfit to wear. But speaking of dresses, my absolute favorite dress ever on Amazon, so much that I've made an entire like Instagram reel dedicated to this dress, is this one. So this is like this sort of like smocked style maxi dress with these little like tie straps. It comes in a couple of different colors and I just love this dress. I love that you can dress it up, you can dress it down. You literally, like when you open your wardrobe in the morning and you don't know what to wear, you can just put this on and it literally will work for anything that you are going to do. It is bump friendly. I was wearing this thing when I was 39 weeks pregnant, one of the very few things that still fit me. And because of the little strap, you can tie them. It's nursing friendly too. So it is just my favorite dress that I've ever bought on Amazon. I own it in like 4 colors. Next up is this chunky cardigan. I own this in 3 colors because that's how much I love it. It is just like the perfect chunky cardigan in the sense that it's chunky and cozy and oversized, but not frumpy. You don't feel like you're like swimming in it. You know what I mean? It's just that perfect in between, if that makes sense. And it comes in like all sorts of colors. And finally are these sets of rompers. They come in like short style, they come in like tank top style, they come in short sleeve, they come like in pant style. I own basically every variety because I just think it is such a good versatile romper. I wear them basically all the time in the spring and summer, just like a simple, easy go-to romper. And so I had to include it on this list because it is one of the best 100 things I bought on Amazon. Okay, we're at the last 4. The last 4 things, best things I ever bought on Amazon. We're gonna talk about 4 grocery products. I actually buy a handful of grocery products on Amazon, but these were good enough that they make the top 4 list. First up is the protein powder that I use. In the last year, have gotten really more conscious about making sure I'm getting enough protein every day because I was not eating enough protein every day, whatever, that is a side story. And my two favorite protein powders I can get on Amazon, and it's really hard for me to get them. I cannot ever find them like in stores near me. So one is the Garden of Eden Whey protein powder, and the other one is the Truvania, I think it's a plant-based protein powder. 2 is the electrolyte powder I use. I believe you're supposed to pronounce it Element, but it's LMNT. You mix this in with water. It's an electrolyte powder like a liquid IV, but I prefer the flavor and taste of these so much more. Some people think that they're too salty. I don't know, I really like them. I do water them down quite a bit, so I don't mix it into like 12 ounces. I'll like mix it into like 30 ounces. I took them in my hospital bag when I delivered my last child, so it's just like, I love these, and this is the only place that I know to buy them. My favorite matcha powder I can get on Amazon. I like to have a matcha in the afternoon, not always, but I do like that type of caffeine if I'm gonna have a drink in the afternoon as opposed to coffee, and I get my favorite one on Amazon. And finally, sprouted flour. I cannot get good sprouted flour in any of the grocery stores near me. I would probably have to like find a specialty store somewhere. I don't live near like a lot of big box stores. And my favorite sprouted flour I can get right on Amazon. Anyways, there we go. That took me 2 days to film. That is the 100 best things I've ever bought on Amazon. A lot of things I continue to buy as I run out. Thank you for sticking it out with me on this video. I can only imagine how long it's going to be and how long it will take me to edit it, but we did this. We did it together. As always, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.